Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Lampadati Tigon, or Tigon, however you want to say it, in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, it's been a long time since I've actually customized this vehicle. The last time that I customized this was actually the day that it came out, which was August 11th, 2020. So anyways, it's on sale this week. I figured now is a good time to give it another customization. I feel like it is a car that's deserving of having another customization. It's kind of an interesting car. It's kind of a weird one, but you know what? I kind of like it. So anyway, we're gonna hop into Los Santos Customs right now and go ahead and start fitting this thing with some upgrades. So to start things off with the armor, as usual, let's upgrade that all the way. The brakes as well, for sure. For the bumpers, we do have front and rear options there. We can add the canards here. We can also go for the racer splitter, the downforce splitter, the performance splitter, the arc splitter, and of course the GT splitter as well. I kind of like the look of the arc splitter. This car is really weird to me because it looks like it's an old car, but it's got a lot of really modern like features and options for it. So it's just kind of confusing. We're gonna go for the arc splitter. Let's do that. For the rear diffuser on this thing, we have a lot of different options as well. I kind of really like the speed diffuser. The performance diffuser is okay as well, but at the same time the turbo diffuser is kind of cool too, so let's actually go for the turbo diffuser. I like the look of that. For the engine, we're going to go all the way up on that. For the exhaust, we have a few different options here. Now the exhaust on this car is pretty cool. It's facing almost directly up in the air, which is pretty neat. I kind of like the look of the round cluster exhaust. At the same time though, I feel like I do like the jet exhaust or the round exhaust. Let's go for the jet. Let's go for the jet exhaust. I kind of like the look of that. For the lights on this vehicle, we are going to go xenon. Neon kit, we could add one to just lower that center of gravity just ever so slightly. It's definitely something to think about. It'll make the car look cooler at nighttime too. You know what? Let's actually do it. Let's, why not? We're going to leave it white though. I'm not going to change the color of it. For the livery options for this car, we have the race stripes, which is actually a pretty cool livery option. I kind of like that. I like the color of it a lot. We also have the yellow double stripes. That's also pretty neat. We have the speed stripes. That's pretty cool too. I really like how the front of the car looks. The rest of it, not so much, but it's cool. We got the green double stripes. We got the Racer 4, Racer 10, Racer 23. We got the Jackal Racing livery as well. That is a pretty crazy livery. We also have the Sprint livery, the Flames livery as well, and back to nut. I honestly really like the race stripes. I'm going to go for that livery on this. I think that it looks pretty cool, so let's do it. For the plate, yellow on black, of course we're going to do that. For the respray of the car itself, the stripe is rolled steel. Apparently it's rolled steel because that completely removes it. You can't even tell it's there if we do the rolled steel color. So that's kind of cool. We know what the color option is there. I feel like if we went for something like a cast iron silver or something like that, or a midnight silver, I feel like that looks really, really good. I feel like it could also look extremely good in like a darker red, like a Cabernet red, something like that. Yellow honestly could be kind of cool too. I also feel like a British like racing green sort of thing would look crazy with that. As a matter of fact, I actually really like how that looks. Could go like olive green or something with it too. Could do a blue. I feel like blue and silver, that's not a bad look. It's just which blue do we want to go for? Maybe like a racing blue? Or maybe, you know what? Honestly, I never go for just a regular blue anymore, but I feel like that looks really good. Let's go for a regular blue. I don't think I've ever picked that color for a customization on this channel. So that's kind of interesting. What color did we say that was? Bluish silver? Oh, rolled steel. Rolled steel is the color of the stripe. Now, do we want to do the roof in a color that matches up with it? We totally can. We can also just keep it black. I don't mind the look of the black. We are gonna have to remove this pearlescent though, because the pearlescent is kind of messing things up a little bit. Maybe we just go for like a graphite pearlescent. So we still have a little bit of a pearlescent, but it's still dark, so we can still kind of see the livery on the car. I feel like the secondary in black like works for sure. I also am tempted to go for that rolled steel just to match up with the color of that livery. I do think that is kind of cool. Could also do it in the same blue as well. That's not a bad look either. I feel like it looks better in black though. I feel like we just need to keep it black. So let's leave it alone. For the skirts on this vehicle, we can go race, we can go track. We got the sport skirts, the aero skirts, and the GT Mark II skirts as well. I kind of like the GT Mark II. I like how this like comes in and makes that into like a full like duct right there. I think that's really cool. Let's go for the GT Mark II skirts. For the spoiler, we got the primary race spoiler. That's a cool looking spoiler actually. It fits the car very well. We have the secondary race spoiler. We got the track spoiler as well. Neat. We got the GT spoiler, carbon aero spoiler. Ooh, that looks crazy actually. Kind of like it. We got the primary and secondary of that as well. Primary GT Mark II spoiler. That is pretty crazy looking as well. I actually really like how that looks. That is really cool. Whoa, the primary arc spoiler too. Something about that is special looking. I don't know. I really kind of like that. Except the exhaust is kind of going right onto the spoiler there, which I would assume couldn't be good for the paint. But you know what? I mean, that's okay. What do we want to do here? I'm feeling the secondary arc spoiler. I feel like that is so cool. At the same time, I do kind of like the GT Mark II though. I don't know. I feel like the duct on this one looks so much cooler. Let's go for the secondary GT Mark II, because that like air duct right there is just crazy looking. I love the look of that. So let's do it. Primary or secondary sun strip we can add onto the car. I'm not a big fan of it. Let's leave it alone. For the suspension though, we are going to slam this thing all the way down. Transmission, we're going to go all the way up on that. The turbo as well for sure. For the wheels, I feel like this is something that we can do to change the look of the car entirely. I feel like the rims on this thing are what makes the car look like so like kind of much older. So I feel like if we go for like a more modern rim, we can make this thing look a lot more, well, modern. So we just got to find something that works. The Mercies kind of work. What if we went to the street category and went for the Mercy concaves down here, or something else? The Hyperfresh look really good actually. Like the look of that. Mercy concaves are looking decent. The high fives are also looking decent. What about the track category here? Let's see. What do we have? Can we do in here? I feel like we need like a very like rounded sort of rim or something for this car. The high fives kind of work. The Super Lux kind of work too. The expressways. Honestly, the expressways work. I don't know why, but they kind of do. That is an option that we have. What about in the sport category though for the wheels? 59s, the regular Mercies. You know what? The regular Mercies look great. Could go for those. Might end up going for those actually. If I can't find anything else to use here. The S Racers are also sick. I don't know. There's something about the regular Mercy that just is calling my name. So let's go for the regular Mercy on this thing. For the color of those, could do black. What if we went for like a stone silver or something? No, I feel like the black looks a little better. Let's just do black. For the tires, we are gonna put bulletproof tires on this thing for sure. For the windows, I'm thinking we tint it out because it is going to be like a street car. But yeah, it just looks so much better tinted, honestly. I really like how this car looks. Like, I think this looks so good. It really reminds me of like a Zonda, that air intake there. The only thing that I'm thinking about is maybe changing the color. I'm wondering about going for a yellow. I feel like a yellow would look insane on this car. Oh, it totally does too. Let's go for a race yellow on the car. I think that looks so good. And then for the pearlescent, let's make it black just to get rid of the kind of weirdness of it. Okay, but that livery, I don't know if the livery works anymore. Could go for the yellow double stripes though. Man, the yellow double stripes would work. That's a really good livery for this thing. Let's do it. Let's put that on instead. This thing is looking slick. I'm wondering about that front arrow that we have on there for the front bumper. I'm wondering if we change that. Maybe we go for something a little. No. Yeah, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna leave it alone. Let's take it outside. Let's see how it's looking. So far so good. Wow. This car really reminds me of like a Pagani. Even though I'm sure that it's not really supposed to be based off of one, but there's no way that they didn't take inspiration from a Pagani like air intake with this. Like, that's, I don't know, that looks so crazy to me. This car looks awesome. I'm so happy with how this has turned out. It's definitely way better than my original customization of this thing. We got to take a listen and see what this car is actually sounding like though. So let's do that real quick. This car sounds sick. It kind of sounds like an F1 car, a little bit. It sounds like a Pagani. It sounds like a Zonda. The interior on this thing is nothing too crazy, but it's not bad either. Nothing bad to say about it, really. I think the interior is pretty decent, and man, I'm so happy with how this customization turned out. It would have been fine in the blue as well. I just want to say that, but I don't know, the yellow just like, man, there's something about that yellow that just looks so crazy and so good with this car. I am very, very happy with how this has turned out. This thing it's so sick. It's so sick. And the Lampadati Tigon, the performance on this vehicle is far better than I ever remember it being. This car feels awesome. It feels great. Like, it feels very similar to the Progen Tyrus. I would say, like, the downforce feels similar, and also how the car like shifts its like weight around, I want to say, feels very similar to the Tyrus. Like, I don't know, it's just interesting. And you know what, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, this thing might share a sound with the Tyrus. So I wonder if Rockstar just based the Tigon on the Tyrus. That'd be pretty interesting if they did do that. I have no proof of this. This is just kind of speculation, but if they did that, that would kind of make sense to me. Overall, I feel like this car is really, really good. The handling is pretty decent. It's definitely better than I remember it being, as long as you're not like under load. Like, if you have the gas on, going through these corners like as fast as you possibly can, you are going to have a little bit of an oversteer issue. But if you let go of the gas, this car is perfect in the corners. I mean, pretty much any car would be, I guess, bottom line, but I don't know, something about this, it just feels so good in these corners. I'm not sure if it's some of the customization options that I've chosen for it or what, but it's feeling pretty good. The acceleration is also quite nice, and as far as I can tell, the top speed seems to be relatively high as well. So I really have nothing bad to say about the Lampadati Tigon. This thing it's awesome. It's way better than I remember. I'm really glad that it was on sale this week and that I got to customize this again, because this car is not leaving my garage like my last customization was. I'm super happy though this has turned out. Definitely a car that I would recommend looking into if you guys are interested. For the price that you have to pay for it, it's decent performance, I would say. You're probably not going to win any supercars races with it, but still, it is a very, very good car, I have to say. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for the Lampadati Tigon customization and review in Grand Theft Auto Online. Let me know what you thought of my build in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, if not dislike, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.